So this is technically my secondary squat day, and slash lower body day. What you'll see in the screen here is I'm going to be working up to a paused single on squats. So typically how I have it structured right now is I do pause squats on this day, and then I'll do 8 standing sets on my other. This may or may not be the last week where I do pause squats for this day. A little bit into the training ADHD phase right now, but really just in a transition phase. Probably gonna just update my program for a little bit, try to push the squats and kind of see where we're at. And again, I've been on the cut for a little bit, lost a little bit, over 20 pounds or so. Was really trying to ease back in, but I've been maintenance for quite some time now, hovering around, the same body weight. So I think that I'm gonna try to see where my strength levels are, and honestly, it's just more fun to lift heavier. And I've just been kind of restricting myself quite a bit, just to make sure I don't re-aggravate anything, that I don't have any injuries, make sure that all of my joints and my ligaments feel great. And because switching to the new gym, I really was inspired to pursue a lot more bodybuilding-like training, because there are a lot of choices. So I wanted to try several different types of machines, so kind of easing back on the main lifts while allow more recovery for those type of movements. So but worked up to the heavy single of 325 pause squats, and then just did 2 sets of 2 back offs at 275. And then I moved on to the pendulum squats, and again, really loving these. In this video though, you will see me dance around quite a bit on the pendulum. I'm really trying to find my footing. I started these recently, right, like I mentioned, but as the more I do them, I'm trying to adjust them to where I'm really emphasizing the quads, really getting my knees forward at the bottom to make sure that I am building those quads. So, and from this angle, you can see that my foot is quite far below the pad, and again, just trying to find the most comfortable footing for that, where I'm not like pushing myself too much forward and really putting undue stress on my knee, but I'm doing it enough to where the movement really is an emphasis on my quads. So, and then we moved on to these single leg or the standing leg press, and again, I really enjoy these. They're a really stable movement, and if you do have one, I do encourage you guys to try it. Some of them may be set up very differently, and again, this does not put any stress on my low back as if I were to do it like on a hack squat, for example. And I don't have to use a lot of weight for these. I'm hoping to kind of build up on these rather quickly. And then one tip with these too, when you are doing a single limb movement, a recommendation, and it really depends on what limb you're doing, but for leg in particular, whenever I'm doing a single limb movement, I do try to rest in between each limb. So especially for anything like lunge or a Bulgarian split squat, for example, that back leg is just sitting there, but being in that position, and it's a little bit of a stretch position, especially for your hip flexors, it can put some type of fatigue on your leg. So for me in particular, whenever I did Bulgarian split squats before, that back leg that is resting on the bench and being stretched, I always felt a lot weaker on it after or once I've go to do the set on that leg, especially after I did not rest and I just go straight forward. So I try to make sure that I always rest in between the legs. For other movements though, like triceps or maybe even biceps, of course those you will not be affected by the other limb being worked, so just do your set right after. But for a movement like this, where that other limb is affected by it, I do highly recommend that you take kind of a minute break in between. And I am also trying to not take too big of a break in between these accessory movements, and really trying to get in and out of the gym in a reasonable amount of time. Because if it was really up to me, I'd spend much more time here. And then we are doing some type of hinge, doing a good morning on this V squat, I believe it's called. But I don't really like those too much. They feel pretty okay. So that one I might change up a little bit. And then we moved on to some hamstring curls to kind of finish out the leg day. Did do some calves as well, but I don't think I really recorded those. Right, for the hamstring curls, we did 3 sets. We're doing this on the Strive machine. It does have a lever where you can change the settings, and you can put the emphasis either in the middle, at the top, or at the bottom of the movement, which is great. Kind of went through all 3, and I think I might stick with that for a little bit, but I might just transition to doing all 3 sets with the one that I like the most. So, and look at that. This is the last set, and I really want some hamstrings that kind of fall off the bone. Right now we can kind of see a little bit of separation right during the movement, but we really need to get some hamstrings that are much bigger. But catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.